Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a romance drama series called Devotion from 2022. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The series starts with our female lead Margherita. She's a realtor who's currently showing a couple a house on sale. She somehow books 2 appointments on the same day for the same house. The other potential buyer, the male lead Carlo, also arrives at the house. Margherita decides to show the house to 2 parties together. The couple ends their tour first and leaves Margherita and Carlo alone in the house. After that, the tour turns into a love-making session for Carlo and Margherita. The scene changes to Carlo in his classroom taking a class. He's quite engaged with his students. A student named Lara is brought in front of the class to describe a situation. The students then engage with the teacher in discussing the situation. Carlo explains that to write freely, they have to live freely. Meanwhile, Margherita has gone to visit her doctor named Daniele. But instead of Daniele, Andrea comes to check up on her. He informs her that Daniele has tendinitis and he's covering his shift. After checking up on her, he explains to her that even though she has pain in her leg, the root cause can be somewhere else. The scene changes back to Carlo. He's telling his students that in the next exercise, they have to tell an autobiographical story. He then asks them to tell him one of their personal stories that scarred them. These stories explain what we really are and what the sound of our inner voice is. After the class ended, a student named Sophia came up to Carlo, asking whether he had read her story. Carlo assures her that he read it in one go. Even though Carlo thinks Sophia is talented, he suggests she write more simple and honest stories. While giving her some pep talk, he puts his hand on her waist. Sophia notices this, and Carlo moves his hand away while saying sorry. Sophia doesn't seem to mind this little gesture, though. Carlo is currently at home. His wife calls for him from the shower to give her a towel. A slight mishap happens, and the wife comes out to grab the towel. It's then revealed that the wife is none other than our female lead Margherita. Carlo asks her how her appointment with the physiotherapist went. Margherita tells him about the new guy who checked her instead of Daniele. Carlo and Margherita flirt a little bit with each other. Carlo asks her about the house they visited today. It seems that Margherita liked the house a lot, but the price was way out of their little budget. Before going to bed, Margherita asks Carlo whether he has done any writing today, and unfortunately, he didn't. Margherita tells Carlo that she can't wait to read his second novel. While they are sleeping at night peacefully, Carlo wakes up. He sits down in front of his laptop to work on his novel. In the morning, Margherita goes to her mom's place. Her mom informs her that she has seen Penella in her dreams again. Her mom believes that every time she sees Penella, something bad happens. Margherita hurries her mom to get ready quickly as they are about to go to meet with Carlo's parents. Her mom finally decides on which scarf to wear, and they head to Carlo's parents' house. After reaching there, Carlo's mom, Loretta, comes out to greet them. Margherita, her mom, Anna, and Carlos wish Loretta a happy birthday. Anna hands Loretta her birthday present, which is quite an eccentric scarf. They then enter the house where Carlo's father is already waiting for them. At the dinner, Carlo's father asks Margherita about her leg pain. He expresses that Margherita's fall that caused her this pain was Carlo's fault. Margherita explains that the pain is not getting any better as it is the time of fall and the temperature is getting humid, which is causing a lot of pain, but confirms that she did fall while she was chasing after Carlo a long time ago. But to her, it's okay as it gave her a happy marriage. While they are discussing this, Carlo gets a message from Sophia asking about meeting tomorrow. Carlo accepts the invitation and fixes the meeting at their usual place. Back to the discussion, Carlo's dad is asking Margherita how her work is going. She informs him that the market is down now, but they are holding on now. She informs them about the house in Concordia that she recently showed buyers. She liked the house a lot, but it was out of their budget. Carlo's father suggests that they can help them to buy the house, but Margherita politely rejects the offer. She tells them that they can't move currently as Carlo is working on his new novel. Carlo's father keeps mocking him about being a writer and not doing a proper job. Carlo changes the topic and asks how many lives he had saved that week. Carlo's father couldn't answer. Margherita breaks the tension by saying that she has read Carlo's novel and it's his best work so far. This seems to shut up his dad and they continue their dinner. While leaving his parents, Carlo thanks Margherita for lying for him. Margherita tells him that even though he doesn't let her read his novel before it's finished, she knows it is going well. She suggests they watch a movie and order some fancy dinner. Carlo agrees about the movie part, but says that he'll do the cooking. Carlo manages to make Margherita agree to buy the house in Concordia. They then reach their apartment. In the morning, Carlo went to meet with Sophia. Sophia is having second thoughts. She's not able to write a life-changing moment of hers. Sophia asks Carlo whether he had this kind of moment in his life. Carlo tells her about the time 5 years ago when he was a nobody, and he met his future wife. Sophia agrees that it's a nice memory. Carlo asks her whether she has any memory like this. Otherwise, if it's uncomfortable, he can assign her to another task. Sophia stays firm on doing the task on one condition, that Carlo will let her read his novel, and she'll write a vulnerable moment of her life. Carlo hesitates, but Sophia manages to change his mind. Sophia agrees to hand her work to him at night after revising it again. She starts leaving for home when Carlo stops her to give her a ride home. Meanwhile, Margherita is talking with her mom about the house. She expresses how much they love that house. After entering her office, Margherita thanks her colleague Ava for giving Carlo the address of the Concordia house that day. While she's discussing buying the house with Eva, the other buyer couple enters the office. Margherita assumes that they are looking for other options, as while she was showing them the house, they didn't seem to like the house that much. But unfortunately, they inform her that they'll be taking the house. Moreover, they'll do some renovation in the living room. Margherita tells them that they'll need permission to renovate, but they assure her that they'll get the permission as the husband's cousin is a surveyor, and he'll help. The couple then offers to pay 20% less than the actual price for the house, but Margherita refuses. But the couple assures her that they'll get the house anyhow, as they're not short on cash. Meanwhile, Carlo is dropping Sophia off at her house. She seems to want to tell him something, but changes her mind and leaves. After she left, Carlo noticed that one of her jewelries was left in the car. He takes the jewelry and puts it inside his coat pocket. Back to Margherita. She's waiting for Carlo with their mutual friends at a dinner place. He arrives a bit late and says sorry, explaining that one of his private lessons took longer than expected. Carlo sees that Margherita has also invited his editor for dinner, and Carlo jokes about it being a bad idea. They then enjoy their usual order. The friend couple discuss their upcoming trip to the Maldives. They chit-chat a little bit about each other's love life. Carlo breaks it to them that they're moving to a new house. Margherita corrects him that it depends on his book. His editor asks him whether he's writing a new book and expresses that he's excited to read the book. Carlo confirms that it's true, but Margherita tells the editor that she'll be the first to read the novel after it's finished. They then cheer together over some drink. After the dinner ends, Carlo and Margherita start heading for their home. That's when Margherita breaks it to him that they might be losing the home as the first buyer has made an offer. Carlo is quite understanding of the fact and assures Margherita that they'll soon find their forever home. But Margherita is a bit upset by his chill demeanor about the fact. He explains that they can't do anything about it if the client has already made an offer. Margherita understands, and they share a kiss. At night, Carlo is on his PC working on the novel. He prints out a copy for Sophia. On the front page, he writes that it's a love story that's stuck halfway. In the morning, Carlo gives the copy to Sophia on campus. He reminds her that he has never done anything like this before. In the class, Carlo encourages his students to write their autobiographical stories honestly, as this is a safe space for them. There's no judgment here. Meanwhile, Margherita is in her physiotherapist's chamber. He's doing a thorough checkup on her body to find the source of her pain. He finally found out the source, which is her back. Her muscles are all tense, like she's carrying a weight. The handsome therapist tells her to relax her muscles, but she expresses that she's not very good at relaxing. But her therapist manages to relax her muscles when she hears a pop noise. After that, her mood changes. The guy tells her that she might get a little dizzy, but Margherita seems more determined than ever. After leaving the therapist's place, Margherita goes to the house in Concordia and removes the poster for sale. Carlo is in his class observing his students writing their stories, especially observing Sophia. On the other hand, Margherita is inside the house. She calls the buyer and lies to them that the owner has changed their mind and the house is not for sale anymore. Back to the class, Sophia gets up from her seat, tensed. After some failed attempts to calm down, she leaves the classroom. After some time, Carlo also follows her. Seeing him, she runs away and enters the female restroom. Worried, Carlo also follows her. Sophia is sobbing. She requests him to help as she can't breathe. Carlo holds her and hugs her. Finally, it seems that their lips will lock, but the episode ends with another female student finding them in a questionable situation in the restroom. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.